Well, I'll just say this. The name that is given to this character, this deity in the Quran, is Khair al-Makirin, the Great Deceiver. Anyone who has any knowledge of the Christian scriptures knows who the Great Deceiver is. It is Lucifer. It is the fallen angel Satan. And if Satan leads people astray, and right there you just read, Allah leads people astray. If it acts like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
So Mr. Ronald McDonald, aka Mr. Dajjal from McDonald's, claims to have knowledge of the Christian scripture, and then says Allah is Satan by using the Christian scripture as a sort of justification to his claim, which doesn't work because we obviously know that non-Christians will not take the Bible as a justifying factor to an argument, so it doesn't work like that. However, what I find even crazy is that he claims to have knowledge of the biblical scripture, however won't apply these standards to the Bible, since we obviously know he is just a keyboard crusader playing the double standard fallacy card. Ezekiel 14. God says, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet. 2 Thessalonians 2:11. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. The Book of Kings. God sends a deceiving spirit to the so-called prophets. So if you want to talk about how Allah is Satan, according to the Bible, then certainly, but then you'd also have to call your God Satan, as well as the Book of Corinthians calls Satan a god.
Okay, so hearing that, why aren't Muslims reading that and having like a light bulb moment in their head and being like, wait a minute, that's strange. Did that happen for you?
That wasn't the reason why I left Islam, but after I left, I saw these verses and I was like, this is a bad meme. Like, this God is obviously not divine. He's if anything, he's anti-divine. If he's convincing me, the greatest example of this is the crucifixion of Christ. Like, Allah in the Quran tricked the entire world to believe that Jesus died on the cross.
This guy has a problem with Allah deceiving the enemies of the Messiah into believing that they killed the anointed Messiah. However, Allah had saved the Messiah from the crucifixion. He is referring to Quran 4:157, which says, they neither killed him nor crucified him, but it was made to appear so. Which is funny that he has a problem with this because his own false god does the same in the Bible. Once again in the Book of Kings, God made the enemies of the Israelites hear an army approaching, when in reality that was not the case. He made them hear a sound which was not really there. But of course, he won't call his God a false god for deceiving the enemies because it only applies to Allah, because that's how Christianity works.
And if you believe that, you're going to hell. And he expects you not to believe that, even though he deceived the entire world by having historical evidence to show that Jesus died on the cross.
Yeah.
So whatever you do, you're screwed.
This same logic can be used against you. You believe the Father is eternal, and he always existed. You also believe that the universe and this world we live in is created and not eternal. You also believe that humans are also created, and you'd have to be consistent and agree that these same created humans started worshipping idols and false gods. Therefore, in order to make this argument that Allah created Christianity, you'd have to concede that your God created idolatry and paganism. And since you believe Islam is false, you'd also have to concede that your God caused Islam and successfully led billions of people astray through the Prophet Muhammad. See how you played yourself? So please, stop projecting and playing the double standard card. Because I'm not sure you know this, but your own Bible calls your God a beast. In the book of Hosea, God says this about himself. So, I will be like a lion to them, like a leopard. I will lurk by the path. Like a bear robbed of her cubs, I will attack them and rip them open. Like a lion, I will devour them. A wild animal will tear them apart. Following up in Revelation 13, the description of the beast aligns very close with Yahweh's self-glaze in the book of Hosea. Thank you very much. But I'd suggest perhaps hitting the gym before engaging within apologetics and shooting yourself in the foot.